So I'm out here in Petaluma. Well, actually, I'm near Petaluma, California. I'm actually about 20 miles away from Petaluma. Now, to get here, I got to go through Napa, Sedona. Any of you who've been out there, you know how beautiful that area is. I mean, just the drive over here was beautiful and incredible. Now I'm sitting here in my mobile gazebo office, and this is the first time that I've been faced with zero reception. And that means zero data. And let me explain how inconvenient this is. The purpose of me being out here doing this is to disconnect from the modern world so I'm not as dependent on the modern system and the modern electrical grid, so that I'm mobile, so that I can simplify my life, maintain all my health habits, and still conduct my business, which is visiting with clients through my health coaching, maintaining my online community, doing my virtual live seminars, and maintaining an online presence. All the while simplifying my life because everything that I own is with me right now. So I have this amazing pop-up gazebo. I've got everything that I need to maintain my business, except I do need data. I need internet. So in a situation like this, I'm forced to drive somewhere where I can get some internet. So to go from where I'm staying right now to Petaluma, to a Starbucks or something, it's about 18 miles. So round trip, you're looking at about 35 miles. And that's about 1/8 of a tank of gas for me, or more. So then what are my options? I could invest in some satellite internet, but that's like $700 startup for the hardware, and it's $120 plus a month for a subscription. I figured there's gotta be a better way. So if you're off-grid, overlanding, boondocking, living the camping life, and your carrier coverage isn't what you need, and yet you're not sure if you should take the satellite internet plunge just yet because of the cost or other reasons, you might find this interesting and useful. So I called around, checked with some of my van life friends and camping friends, and found out that it's possible to have multiple carriers on one phone, if your phone is compatible, if your phone has the capacity to have multiple SIM cards. And so then theoretically you could have two carriers on one phone and get the benefits of the coverage of both of those networks. So I've got T-Mobile. My iPhone has a physical SIM card and an eSIM card, which is like a virtual SIM card. I figured Verizon has some of the best coverage of all the different cell carriers. And if I could combine those two, then I would almost double my area coverage. Now, I'm not interested in buying a new phone and signing up with another carrier with one of these unlimited plans that costs like close to $100. So I found out there's these carriers called MVNOs. I don't even know what the heck it stands for. All I know is that they piggyback off of the major carriers' coverage or the major carriers' networks, and they offer discount plans and discount pricing. And so I found one that piggybacks off of Verizon, meaning that if I sign up with them, I'll have Verizon's network and Verizon's coverage. So I actually chatted with them online. It was a really great experience, very simple. I'm using T-Mobile for my physical SIM card, and I'm using this other network called Visible for my eSIM card. I got both of them set up on my one iPhone, and now I have two carriers, coverage and networks on this one phone. Boom, it totally works. And now that I have both of these networks, I have yet to run into a situation where I don't have coverage somewhere. It's either one or the other or both. And I'm not recommending this specific carrier. I'm just mentioning what it is that I do specifically. So this is what I'd recommend if you're running into a similar problem. Use what you got until it fails. When it fails, you can always find a coffee shop or some other place that has some Wi-Fi. But you can increase your coverage by getting multiple carriers on your smartphone. You just have to make sure that your smartphone is compatible with multiple SIM cards. And then you just got to research these different carriers, depending on the one that you currently have. I would look at the coverage areas of the places that you plan to visit and which carriers give you the best coverage, and then go from there. As a last resort, you can always get satellite internet. But even with satellite internet, you got to make sure that you have access to open skies, and it does cost a lot more. So I'm going to use my double carrier coverage and networks until it becomes a problem before I invest in something like satellite internet. And for now, I'm going to enjoy the beauty of what I have access to. Overlanding, camping, still maintaining my business while in the midst of beautiful freaking scenery.